Hey guys, long time no see. It's probably been about a month since I've been on here. I have been going through a lot this eclipse season, and I think most people have. And there's been a lot of changes, like to my personal life, to my business. Like a lot of stuff has happened between now and the last time we talked, and I'll share more about that like as time goes on and as I'm like able to, and like the things kind of get into their places a little bit more. And I was actually gonna do a video the other day on Saturday, and I recorded it 5 minutes in, and then I was like, I don't like this, and then I didn't have time to sit down and do another one until now, when I'm like sitting in the parking lot of one of my children's occupational therapy sessions, and I have like 20 minutes before I have to go get him. So I kind of had a little bit of a window to talk. And I've also, like, the past couple of months or past couple of weeks, like, haven't really had that much to say because I've been going through it myself. So I haven't really, like, had much really wisdom to share with you guys. But I did want to give a couple updates on like what's going on in terms of like business wise for me, and like things that are coming up in terms of like offerings, and then also give an energy update on what's going on post eclipse energy, just from my own observations and from doing private sessions, and like what spirit has brought through in those times. And I did a reading on myself this morning, and one of the things was, to share and be generous, with your energy and with generosity that has been given to you. And I am not fully sure what generosity they're referencing, but I think sharing in this way and giving a little bit of an energy update might be, I don't know, a way. It's like I have to go donate food to, which I think I'm going to do later today. Okay, anyway, if you watch this far, my name is Sarah Petruno, and I'm a shamanic practitioner, a mom of 3. I've been practicing shamanism somewhat reluctantly for 10 years almost. Especially this year has been incredibly difficult to keep the faith, and there's been many times this year where I've just been like, forget it, spirit guides, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. I regret even going down this path. There's been a dark year for me, and for those of you who guys have followed me on Instagram have seen a lot of the darkness that I have been dealing with, and especially like in my area. And while it has been very difficult, one thing I've noticed from this past year of dealing with so much darkness is I didn't really know as much about darkness and how it can operate and the different ways that it can operate. I just didn't know. I was way less educated on how darkness could operate here in the physical world than I am now, especially based on my personal experience and basically seeing some of the things that I've seen and experiencing some of the things that I've experienced, and tuning in and seeing like how darkness has played a role in some of those things and how it plays a role here on earth. And then additionally talking with other shamanic practitioners and other healers and other sensitives and other intuitives, and hearing about their experiences with darkness this year and how basically they've been being targeted, which had been a theory of mine for the past several months to a year, is that there's people who are being specifically targeted by darkness. And while it does sound like a theory of like an evangelical Christian community where like darkness is targeting Christians, I do think there's truth there, specifically with darkness targeting people who are here to bring a lot of light. And I've read some things, and just in talking with people in my own experience, I've really come to the conclusion that there is at least some degree of a targeting of darkness towards certain individuals, really to get them to stop being here, stop on their path, stop on their calling, stop on the direction that they're going that's guided by divinity. I've seen significant effort by darkness in many different ways to get them to stop, myself included. I feel like I've been tormented by darkness to get me to stop. And there's been many times in which I've been like, I'm never doing this again. I'm stopping. I want to go back to a normal life. Like, I'm going to go work at Target or Walmart, and I might still, I don't know. I'm going to go work retail, and maybe I'll go back to academia even. So just to say that I've been battling with that too. And part of why I haven't been here, and part of why I haven't been here has been like a huge transition in my life, in my business that has just been a lot to deal with, and just the stuff that's been going on this past eclipse season. Okay, so that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is the current energy, and where things are at energetically. So we just got through the eclipse portal, where we had a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse back to back between a new moon and a full moon window, and we just got finished with the lunar eclipse, and this was a major purging and clearing event for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people, not everybody, but experienced significant, like, endings of relationships, ending of jobs, ending of chapters, basically things that they started 5-10 years ago, cycles kind of wrapping up around this time. And if you're in the moon circle, we've been talking about this for quite some time, how there was like a big cycle ending and another cycle beginning, and that's essentially what's happened the past couple of weeks for a lot of people with this eclipse portal. A big ending for a lot of people, a big clearing, a big purging, like a big revelation, things coming to light, things being revealed, things that have been hiding in darkness coming to light, essentially has been happening for a lot of people these past 2 weeks, and really culminating with the last 3 weeks, really, and really culminating with this lunar eclipse that we had around the full moon on November 8th, and that was last week. Now, after that, we had a bit of a quiet period energetically. I feel like there was a bit of a lull, or a bit of a doldrum of energy, where it was just kind of like a rest or a wait, or nothing really happening during that time. And since then, I want to say yesterday, the day before, it feels like things have started picking up again in terms of clearing, and more things being brought to light for some people, and just starting to pick up again. And we do have another new moon next week on November 23rd, which is a new beginning period. So we're not done with this intense energy period. Although we did come through a big piece of intensity at the end of October, early November, and then had a break, and now it's kind of getting weird again. So I just kind of wanted to give validation to that in case that's what you're feeling. If it's not what you're feeling, fine, this message isn't for everybody, but there's a lot of people who it is for, especially with the people who've been challenged significantly by darkness this year, and for people who are like going through these big transitions, and are ending careers, starting new careers, ending jobs, starting new jobs, relationships ending, cycles ending, and then new cycles beginning. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at energetically, at least for whoever this message is intended for. And that's what I've been noticing and feeling, and talking with clients and touching in with people, is that that's kind of where things are. Now, as far as updates from me, number one is I already started on my website. I put up links to my year-long packages, which are, and I hate the word packages. I really don't like them because it makes me cringe, but I don't know what else to call them. It's basically this thing I've been doing for the past 2 years, where every month you get an energy session, a reading, something from spirit, a shamanic transmission. Every single month, it's a distance session. It's you can schedule the time, or we just schedule the time based on when divine timing is for it, and then I do it during that time window and send you the recording of it. It's like a once a month check-in and transmission from spirit. And I have people who've been doing it for, this would be their 3rd year. I have people doing it for their 2nd year, and I only have a limited number of spaces, and they start January, and then it's the whole year, 1 session per month. You have the option to have it just be those single sessions, or you can do it and then also have access to the moon circle. I have a limited number of spaces. If you've already done it with me and you're like have to wait to sign up, that's fine. Don't stress about like me being like, you missed the deadline. Like you don't get a chance to do it again. Like, don't worry about that. I'm not gonna do that to anybody. But I do want to make clear that like once I'm like have 70 or so spaces, like I will close them. And so I've opened them up. I'm gonna put a link to those down below. What else? Another thing that is going on for me is I'm taking a big step back from Young Living. I still have an account right now, but I'm not going to be promoting it as a business anymore, or really promoting it, or doing it, or going down that path anymore. One thing that was revealed to me during this eclipse season is and I've known it for a couple of years, but it just really came to light this past eclipse season, is it's just I have to go on a different path now, and what that path is still being revealed. but I'm going to be taking a step back in that direction in terms of like everything. But like I said, I still, as of now, have an account. And if you want to talk to me more about that privately, I'm happy to. I just can't say more about that like right now at this time, because it's still like in transition. And those are the big things. So I have the sessions coming up, the packages, the New Year 2023 yearly session packages coming up. I'm trying new press-on nails. For those of you curious about that, that's these right here. I really like them. They last, I've been trying since I have this new role of basically being the primary caregiver, stay-at-home caregiver, to find something where my nails can look good for longer than like 2 days, because I've tried wraps, I've tried long wear polishes. I'm obsessed with all things nails for like a decade or more. And so I've been trying these new press-on nails, and they've been lasting, like, this is what, day 4 I think now, and the last one I had lasted at least a week, and probably would have lasted longer if they weren't Halloween themed and I wanted to take them off. So I'm gonna put a link to those below also if you want to like creep and learn more about them. The glue I've learned is pretty special, and it's like an acrylic style glue, and I've known from my teen years that acrylic nails last the longest for me, but I can't do that in my life right now. Go get acrylic nails at a salon. Like, I don't have that kind of time, or I don't want to pay for it either. So far these have been going good. And that's pretty much it right now, is an update energetically, an update on what I've been up to, and that's it. I've also been using tanning drops from the same company that I got the nails from, which is why I'm a little bit tan, because I got them for free, and I was like, why not? We'll try them, and I actually really like them. So that's from the same company as the nails. I'll put a link to that below. So I'm going to link to you the year-long session packages. And I hate the word packages. It's like, feels like I'm like trying to sell. It makes me cringe. I'll link that below, and the nails, and I hope to be back here more frequently, but I haven't really had much to talk about. Like, the energy has been difficult. It's been hard time on earth for a lot of people. It's been especially hard time for people who are energetically sensitive, and for people who we call like light transmuters, energy transmuters, who, like, whether or not they like it, like, they're transmuting energy just by being here, and there's a lot of energy to transmute. And then you also have to think about how if you're out here transmuting energy to light, like, darkness doesn't want you to do that, right? And so that's going to put a target on your back. Not everybody, but some people, a lot of people have had that experience where they felt targeted, and I'm here to validate that experience, and validate that that's like something that I've seen in my own life, and I've seen like happening to other people. Like, spirit has shown it to me in sessions. Yeah, so that's happening. So if you've experienced that, it is real. And it's happening, and it's been a year where more darkness is kind of, it's not that there's more darkness, it's kind of that, like, it's almost being like revealed more, and then people are seeing it more, and then there's more transmuting of it happening, and then those who are here to transmute it are being, darkness doesn't want you to do that, and it's going to try and stop you, even if it feels like you're not doing anything. It's like your existence is threatening to it, but you're okay. You're fine. Light is stronger. Doesn't mean it's going to try. And we talk about that all the time with like spirit boundaries, for example, people who are just opening up to their spirit gifts, and like they set boundaries with spirits not to come into their house. And like, you can set a boundary just like you do in real life, but doesn't mean that nobody's going to try and cross it, right? And same thing's true in the spirit world. All right, this is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to hop off, and I'll see you later. Oh yeah, one last thing is I haven't been posting that much on Instagram because of it's been feeling a little weird there for me, my public one, just from some other things that went down. But I have a private Instagram, and if you are suggested to it, right now it's called XO Sarah Kathleen. That is actually me. That's not a scammer. That is my secret private Instagram. And I'm right now only approving people who have like names on their profiles, who I know who you are, just because I don't know. It's a weird time. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.